Too a little short for a stormtrooper.
Well, you named one location that I have no idea where it is, and the other that I really couldn't care less about. So, what do we say we dive right into the latter of the two? Apparently, this week, both maybe. So, yeah, we may have mentioned it in one of the pods last week, but the first trailer for Avatar: The Way of Water, the long-awaited, I guess, sequel to the original Avatar by James Cameron. Yeah, I mean, there's no two ways about it. It's I think 2014 was when it was supposed to originally come out, something around there. Yeah, because it would have been right when I moved back here to Syracuse, so it was right around 2009 ish. And yeah, I mean, it was a box office hit, the biggest movie of all time, and they announced sequels to it, and those sequels never transpired until now. Right. It had to have been the novelty. There's no other way. It was just like that was the movie that everyone was like, "Oh my god, you have to see this. It's visually stunning." And seeing it in the theater was the perfect thing. And then I saw it on at home and I was like, "Nope. That's a thing." Oh yeah. Right. I mean, there's a reason that our friend group has a running gag that the number one is referred to as an avatar because that's the amount of times anyone has ever seen it. Like it's weird. Like I don't know if I've ever found I to this day I've never found a quote unquote avatar fan. Right. Right. Well, it was a trailer for a movie. And that's about where I'm going to leave that, I think. I was firmly whelmed. It was exactly what you would expect. It was a bunch of, as you mentioned prior, blue cats running around a water filled planet and visually stunning, as we would expect. Didn't really nothing about a potential plot really grabbed me. I couldn't really tell what it would be or anything. Like it was more of a teaser-ish type thing of like, hey, we're back. This is what it looks like. But at the same time, like I don't know, you've been gone for 13 years. You should probably, mention something or do something to bring it back into the cultural zeitgeist. Like anything. Right. Right. Yep. Yeah. Right. Meanwhile, Marvel's got a talking raccoon that will sit in the same scene as a human, and you don't think twice about it. Yeah. Oh wait, actually, that to that point, all of those movies have come out since Avatar came out. The entire MCU outside of Iron Man has come out since Avatar came out. Like, oh, yep, yep, yeah. I'm with you. It did did do that. It was very visually stunning, but that's it. And that's got there's got to be more than that. And I would hope subsequent trailers will give us more than that. And I mean, I had my buddy Kyle actually brought up, do you doubt James Cameron? And it's like, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? What is James Cameron going to do? Because it's not like he's put out any quote unquote stinkers. Yeah, no, that's Titanic. Yep. He did do True Lies, so they're not all 100% winners. Right. Actually, it was 7 years after the first Terminator. Terminator was 84, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Heck, Robert Patrick, who we talked about during Peacemaker, he was the T-1000. And he's been working steadily where James Cameron hasn't made a film since Avatar. Right. Yeah. Right. I mean, put ILM on something for 13 years and they'll be able to come up with realistic water probably too. Right. Spider-Man suit looks like latex. It's not latex. Yeah. And it's right. I mean, we're downplaying this, but it's also true. Like the rest of the industry is definitely caught up to where and that may be the thing. We may see this and there's some big jump that's made or there's some additional above and beyond that he goes, but at this point it's just the same thing that we've been kind of like the rest of the industry's caught up. I don't know. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, seems right. And another of note, these are now under the Disney umbrella with 20th Century Fox getting bought. So, uh, on top of everything else, Disney already has 7 of the top 10 grossing movies of all time. Now they're adding the Avatar catalog to it. Disney's doing something right or buying things right. Hmm. Yep. Right. Yeah. Sam something. I don't have a clue what the last name is, but it's Sam something. Like in real life or in the movie. I was like, did I miss something here? Okay. You really confused me for a minute there. Right. Apparently, yeah. Right. I'm fine with that. 15 minutes right off the bat. Fair enough. We'll give you that. Yep. Hmm. That's rough. Hmm. The one, yeah. I'm there's got to be at least someone storyboarding it or doing like maybe they had a script and they're re-scripting something. I don't know. This was originally supposed to be a fall 23 movie that I'm sure got pushed to 4 or 5, but I don't. That seems like a weird little thing. It's probably smart of Slater to take a step back after not not doing too hot on his last Fantastic Four outing. Um, most Oh no, like that's yeah, yeah. That's I mean that's half the battle is outside of knowing being half the battle. The what goes on behind the scenes is just like whatever got from the script to the screen may have been radically different, but from his standpoint, I mean, he's probably seen what the internet pitchforks will do, and just doesn't want to deal with that or doesn't want to do X, Y, or Z. Yep. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Or maybe that was part of why he dropped out was they didn't want to go with the script that he was working on or working with or could be true. Yeah. Yeah. Could be that or the flying spaghetti monster. Hmm. Yeah. Right. And at the same time, that was right after the acquisition. and they were pining for either, like, they had to either announce a Fantastic Four something or an X-Men something, or else, the investors would have gone nuts. So, right. Or wait, yeah, because that was right. Because that was a D23, wasn't it? I was thinking it was on like an investor call or something. That was. Oh yeah. Right. Yeah. Also, 10 days ago, because you know. Right. Well, he was working on it, quote unquote. Right. So it was like they locked him up then, and then he was probably going to start hard after No Way Home, and then maybe things at that point in that year and a half, maybe something else transpired on the movie that caused him to drop or something along those lines. I am not a doctor, but there's that seems like it would be a viable way to go about things here. Yeah. Uh I got nothing else going on. What the heck? Seems fine. I've written a couple of sports articles over the past 7 years. Yeah, we're right on it. Yeah, that's all we need. Just roll with it. We're fine. Yep. Can't go worse than the last two options. Yep. Right there. Uh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's something we'll see more and more of over the coming months and years, is a steady stream of ramp into that. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that was that. If nothing else, that was the most egregious one. There's been a couple, like, we still haven't heard some of the things that have been, like, we haven't heard Hide Nor Hair of the Blade, like, outside of Mahershala Ali at the end of the Eternals post credit. Like, there's been no news about Blade in recent history. But right. 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 Hey, we're doing. Right. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Armor Wars is still. We're still hearing Armor Wars stuff. We're still hearing Ironheart stuff. She Hulk finally got a date on August 17th, which I don't think we had in the rundown. There, we're hitting one shots early. Yeah. She Hulk will be August 17th. Um, Secret Invasion, I think, is the only thing we haven't heard in a while. So, yep. Right. Finally film a movie? Lead actor? Getting getting you back on the wagon? Right. Hmm. Yep. Right. Oh yeah. Oh really? Nice. Yeah. And also credit to David Tennant for being probably one of the top, well, definitely one of the top five, but probably one of the top three villains in Marvel fandom too. Absolutely wonderful in Kilgrave, or as Kilgrave. Yeah, hands down. Yep. Oh. Need a little. Yep. Right. And yet this has been in perpetuity. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, it'd be like if, like the Andy Griffith show was still running somehow with different Andy Griffiths every single time. Yeah. It was it was just this family thing that they had back in the and it's just evolved over time. And here we are. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Ron, Ron Howard's character just keeps getting recast every couple of years and yeah, Barney's the equivalent of the companions. Yeah. Uh, right. Yeah, maybe even like a Ryan Reynolds or something. Like a just I, yeah. No, I'm thinking more the comedic side, but yeah. Maybe one of the Always Sunny guys? True. Yeah. Yeah, there's really not a lot. Like slapstick's kind of a dying art at this point. Hmm. Well, if anyone's actually still listening to this, then feel free to give us. we're we're rebooting we're rebooting the Andy Griffith show, boys. It's coming back. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Yeah, I had eight. No, technically no, because I had 89 on my pull list. Grabbed the number one and then switched shops, so it fell off my pull list. So by a technicality, no, but it is probably the Bat book that I've been the most excited for, and like am planning on continuing to have it on my pull list. Um, I don't know. Just watching what Zdarsky's done. I mean, he had Sex Criminals that he did with him and Matt Fraction. That was a great indie. He's yeah, yeah. My butt. Strangely enough, I believe I have a line on a copy of the first trade coming from my buddy in California. So I'll toss it on the pile, the ever growing pile. So, but yeah, I mean, he had the definitive, or what's become the definitive Daredevil run, and is still ongoing with Daredevil as the Woman Without Fear. Um, right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's really heavy to have that two major books that are ongoing. Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. A or like a top B. Yeah. April 2019. So three going on 3 years ongoing. Yep. Is that are we changing the multiverse report timescale is now going to be BA and AA? Yeah. 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 Oh yeah. Well, even the cover of this little preview. I mean, you're looking at it, you've got like classic Bat costume behind, and then Robin jumping in full fledged right in front of him. I can't zoom in far enough to figure out what Robin, but or like where this is set. Okay. Right. Right. Perfect. There you go. Crazy. Well, I also didn't buy Action Comics 998 before Action Comics 1000 came out. Yeah? Really? I saw those thousands come up and I never realized that they had that ongoing. Yeah. So so what this yeah. What this you go for it. Okay. So effectively this is the Spider-Man debuted in Amazing Fantasy 15 back in August of 1962. It's been a long time, as you can tell by the fact that it was 1962 and Mike said it was 60 years ago. Uh, we also, from this, can discern that the speed up and the 3-time release of Spider-Man books over the last couple of months has been to make it so that Amazing Fantasy 1000 can come out in August of 2022. Uh, we thought there was going to be something there. This apparently was it. But in between the 15 and the 1000, as Mike may have referenced, there wasn't much Amazing Fantasy. I mean, there was a lot of Amazing Fantasy going on at the beginning, but A to B doesn't really add up to numbers. This is the 1000th mainline Spider-Man book in between like Amazing Spider-Man. I believe it might be they may just be retitling it, but it is the 1000th Spider-Man lead book. So, yeah. So they didn't do the legwork in the main title, but the roundabout they got there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, and I may have been misinformed on something that I thought I read but did not. It looks like the one it may be even more like what you thought. that the 1000 may just be a one shot that they're throwing out there for the 60th anniversary. So I was thinking they did the legwork. I had a little bit more faith in Marvel than apparently I should have. Might have been. Hmm. I mean, about 5 months ago, they had Amazing Spider-Man 9000 out, or 900 out. I don't know what they're currently at. Huh. Probably should have done the legwork before we started recording. But for anyone who cares, we may update you on a later episode. Right. Hmm. Right. Huh. It's like, this is kind of weird. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Huh. Weird. Yeah. I mean, again, as we already alluded to, you could just throw it on the pile. I've got some of the old Dan Slott run here, but I don't think you want to read those. Or no, Dan Slott run was okay. That was the Nick. Yeah, either way, Nick Spencer run, not your jumping on point. Don't do that. I'll save you that one. Those are all things. Yeah, seems fine. A town called Terror? Sure. Yeah, the dots. Yep. Oh yeah. That's I've got the X-Men Grand Design over there. That was all the drawn like the comic strips. Yep. Nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Get get your cliff notes. Yep. Not really. I picked up that Wolverine 2, the Frank Miller that we mentioned last week. That has not been read. That is just sitting in a bag. um, but no, I am just kind of catching up on some of the old trades that I've got sitting around. Actually catching up on the High Republic this week. So got through volumes 1, 2, and Trail of Shadows. I've got volume 3 left. So I'll almost be caught up on those. Yeah. Yep. Well, I'll kick it off with one of the first bummers. Because I'm assuming the third one is not what you thought was a bummer. Uh, Hulu has canceled MODOK after one season. Patton Oswalt's, I guess, favorite child, aired last summer to relatively mixed reviews. I watched it. I started watching it. It was the definition of the show that I liked when I was watching it and never went back to. Like, I watched probably 3 episodes of it in one night, like back to back to back, and it was like, that's pretty fun. And then it just never, like, I don't know if it was because it was on Hulu and I never go to Hulu for anything, but it just was like, okay, well, that was that. So I don't know what your thoughts were on it, but it does suck to see it canceled. Yep. Hmm. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And this was one of the 3 that got left behind at Hulu, and because they were already produced. It was what, this, Hit Monkey, and something else that I can't remember. I don't know, but that would have been great. Yep. No, I've actually heard good things. Well, and again, this is the I completely forgot about it until I started looking up MODOK, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, Hit Monkey came out and it was actually good." And I was like, "Well, maybe I'll go back and watch it, but probably not." I mean, I'm just going to be honest. It's probably fine, but I probably won't see it. Think so. Hasn't hasn't Charmed been on since like Time, or is that a reboot? Ah, like when we were growing up. Okay. Yeah. Pick it up and move it to HBO Max? Well, we all hoped that Why the Last Man was going to, too, but alas, here we are. Could be. Right. Right. They can just pick it right up and go from there. The only reason I was even thinking about it was because I'm still trying to convince my wife to read it. So I think one of our other friends might have cracked through to her last night a little, but here's to hoping. Sure. Dan Stevens has been cast as the human lead in Legendary's Godzilla vs. Kong sequel. I know you're quite invested in the Godzillas and the Kongs. So, what are your thoughts on Legion becoming the lead for? And also, I guess after that, we can go into what your thoughts were on Legion because that was amazing. Yeah. Right. Oh yeah. I was gonna say which of those two was gonna be 2 and 3 because I'm right with you, and maybe flip them around, but yeah, like that 1, 2, 3 is right there, and yeah, Peacemaker's probably right up there now too. Right. Yep. Yeah. No clue. If you thought Moon Knight was confusing, buckle up. Yeah. I literally was just thinking, when can I start rewatching this? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Diametrically different. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It's the best X-Men thing they've put out. Except maybe Logan. It's like that and Logan are the two. If you want a good X-Men show or movie, go watch those two. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you didn't already set up Hugh Jackman and Xavier and right. Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. You can walk in blind. You'll have no idea what's going on, but you'll have a ride. And I am partial to my namesake too. I I was actually thinking that. So I do hate though. Right. Yep. Yeah. I do hate that he mispronounces my last name though. Holler instead of Haller. Even though, it's whatever. Same thing either or, but always bugs me a little. I'm like same spelling, not quite the same. Oh, oh god. Yeah. There you go. That's a totally apt description. Yes. 100%. Yeah, we definitely just took quite the Legion tangent, but I think it was well worth it. Also, also true. To tie this all in to our first story, James Cameron directed in the sequel Aliens. They are making a new Alien series that Noah Hawley, who wrote Legion, is the one writing. Coming full circle. Yep. Really? Yeah. Hmm. Right. That's great. Now I want to see that too. Oh yeah. Right. Yep. Right. That one still mind boggles. Like thinking about what that would have been. Uh, no, that screams the opposite of David Lynch. So, although that would have been real weird. I'm thinking you're right on that one. I'm thinking you're right on that one. Just take one of the abandoned projects and turn it into a David Lynch joint. Right. Yeah. I mean, now I think you're onto something here. I mean, as if you hadn't been prior. Just let him go weird. God. Yeah. Yeah. Should I just change the title to that? Just watch Legion. Oh God. I forgot he was Lost Highway. Huh. Yep. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'll take it. The Elephant Man and Eraserhead. Okay. On that note, I'd say we're that's probably we'll plug one more time. Watch Legion, and then if you're still following us at this point after we've said watch Legion 17 times, follow us on Twitch, like, subscribe. You guys know what to do. Get a hold of us at themultiverseport.com, themultiverseport at gmail.com, multiverse RPT on Twitter. Mike, any place or anything you'd like to plug? Anyone that or anywhere they can find you on the interwebs? Nice. And you can find Mike on Twitter at Carol's Kid with a K. And similarly, you can find me on the Troy Nunes is an Absolute Magician podcast. I produce that weekly, actually an hour before this. So if anyone wants to watch live, feel free. Check out any of my writing at nunesmagician.com. And yeah, I think that's the alternate sides of me and Mike. When you take the nerd side out, you get music and sports. Well, sports. So there we go.